Well, this thing says I'm live. Where'd my chat go?
I don't know. Where did it go?
It's got this other bar over here on the side.
Uh,
There we go. Comments. See, Sappy's been in here. Mama Linda. Gumbox. Well, I don't know who you are, but stick around. I'll get to know you. We'll see what's up. Backtrack.
hey, Backtrack. Hey, Gunbox. Hey, Mama Linda. Sampy.
As y'all can see, she's back there behind me. 351.
Hey, 351.
Howdy, howdy. Well, it's another Sunday. We off this next week. Long cross.
Hey, Scotty.
We off this next week, so there won't be no ride-alongs on the Piggy channel this next week. I'll figure out something to yak about somewhere around the house or in the carport or something. I just don't know. Maybe I'll bundle up, go mess with the van some, and yak for a while while I do that. Clean the rotor and put it on, maybe put the bracket on, and see where I can go from there. At least make some kind of progress. Yeah, we off this next week. We got a vacay. Uh, Somebody didn't do full disclosure on all that was really going on. So as far as we knew, it was going to be a vacay because our charge wouldn't be going to that daycare
Right.
and everything. And there was a slight attempt at getting us back in on it because Linda Dawson had it.
Hey, Melinda.
And everything. Well, there was an issue that was concerned about on some things, and so that's why we was told one thing. River Rat.
River Rat. Ernie, how are you?
Uh, so, well, that issue got straightened out, and it made it to where you're gonna go ahead and send her this next week. But if y'all have already made plans, yeah, we've already made plans. Yes, we have. It's called catch up on sleep.
I'm telling you.
So they earn themselves having to do it themselves all this next week because they didn't keep us fully informed as to all that was going on, and it may be or it may not be. So we weren't put on the hook to be on the ready one way or the other.
Hi,
We were
Christy.
just Christy Betts had it. We were just told this is how it's going to be. Okay, we made plans. That's good, River Rat. I wish I could say that. I'm going to be where I'm at forevermore, and probably as the years go by, be on a decline. That's all right. It's just how it is.
Y'all better prayers. Keep Piggy in your prayers. He's coming down with what I've had for the past few weeks.
Yeah. And things I've had thing going on with it, I think it's a sinus infection.
Oh,
Because sometimes when I blow, it's bloody out this side.
okay.
So
Yeah, this may not be what mine is. He may have something else.
well, that's indicative of a sinus infection. Everything else is on par with what you've been dealing with.
Yeah.
But you know, so That may be what it is that's going around. It's a sinus infection, and it's kind of different than other sinus infections. Of course, that could have a lot to do with what the government's been doing and all that. So, you just never know. But you know what? Like all things, I think God's in control. He knows what's going on. If I fare well, it's God's plan. If I don't fare well, that's God's plan. I'll get through it one way or the other. Either way it goes, because God's in control.
And we win-win situations whichever way we go.
That's it. If I don't win the battle, I go home.
That means I won the war.
No, I get dried out bad enough as it is. And then I go to running. Total opposite. Hey, yeah, right, backtrack. I could see that happening all day long. Not that I wouldn't want to. Just there ain't no way.
I gotta check my cabinet. I'm gonna see if I've got any honey left. If I do, I'm gonna make up this antibiotic that I come across, homemade antibiotic. It calls for honey, turmeric, ground ginger, and black pepper.
What's that for?
Infection.
Well, we need to try that.
Yeah.
Right, Christy? So I think that's what it is. It's some variation of a sinus infection. So, and like all else, I'll get through it. So anyway, that's the latest. We got this next week off. Won't be no ride-alongs.
Well, if there's anything like what I've been doing for the past 2 days, I won't be getting up before 3 o'clock.
Right. Yeah, I've had hot toddies before. They can put some hurting on it.
Oh yeah.
But we'll backtrack. You know, as they say, start with the basics first. Well, the heater's in another room. So it takes a while to get that heat into another room. We got a heater in here.
Yeah.
But not on as high as it could be. Trying to keep from that because electric bill is going to be bad enough as it is.
Actually, it's pretty comfortable. We keep it between 75 and 78 in here with that heater.
Yeah.
And it stays comfortable.
You add to that all the junk that's floating around in the air in here. The humidifier would not only add moisture to the air, it would clog up with some of that junk and make it bigger going up your nose.
And make it moldy in here.
And make it moldy.
Well, come here if you want to lay down with Mama.
You made a smoothie for me, huh? Hello, Avid.
Hi, Avid.
I can just imagine. Well, in that sense, backtrack, that's a good thing. You saw some other problems while you're in there.
Hey, Lindy Okie.
Christy Betts, that's me with Jim Beam. Me and Jim Beam have an understanding. I don't crack the lid, it don't make me sick.
You won't eat these?
Me and Jim Beam had a run-in one time when I was in the Marine Corps. He won. Put me through something. It's like, oh, Lord, huh?
Oh, make a liar out of me. I told her
She
she
said,
wouldn't
well,
eat
you're
it.
eating it. I eat it.
Yeah. Hey, Arlene.
Arlene, howdy. Backtrack you like the rest of us. You're a jack of all trades, master of none. You do what you can and you go on. And like I said, you found other stuff that needed some attention. So, you're being able to take care of some other problems while you're getting to the problem. You know, you never know what your search for the problem having alerted you to some other problems to allow you to take care of those other problems while you're taking care of the problem may save you some worse problems down the road. That's just how I look at that. Linda Okie, howdy.
Lynn, I hope to. I've been this way now for about 6 weeks.
It's just been its worst the last couple of weeks. And I'd say she's probably getting better because she seemed a little better today.
I'm actually getting sleep. I'm getting to rest.
And now it's starting to try to hit me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been pretty lethargic, more than usual the last week or so. So it could have done been started on me.
I can actually say I have been up more the past 3 or 4 days than I have in the past 6 weeks.
Well, yesterday you was doing something better.
Yeah.
Day before that was Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to work for you, Backtrack.
Yeah, that tinkle don't work.
I'll just leave it I can about imagine, Evan. That's all I need to know.
If it ain't pina colada cake, he don't want to know.
Which is what's sitting in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christy. And if it did work, I'd be scared because they'd be things around I wouldn't want around.
Yep.
Because if you do what it takes to get into stuff like that, when things start moving, you didn't do it. That's what's kind of funny and sad at the same time for those that are into that sort of stuff. They think doing something was on them. They don't realize it was a really creepy thing sitting around waiting for them to do things just right to appease them in order so they could do it and then make that person think they did it. Yeah. Yeah, backtrack. Anything witchcraft, you know, Ouija board, tarot cards, even the zodiac thing,
Horoscope,
horoscopes,
astrology.
all that is witchcraft. You know, so people into that paranormal stuff, uh, you're dealing with stuff that you really shouldn't want to be around. Because you're seeing ghosts, you're seeing demons playing with you, making you think it's something else. Good thing, Christy. We were seeing some stuff we gotta get rid of. There was something left somewhere, and she happened to see it, so I went out to get it. Somebody giving gifts without saying who it was or getting our attention and say, "Hey, here." That's right, Abbott. And people who are witches giving gifts, they send along something else attached to that stuff. Woo, 25 degrees. Well, currently it's 40 here. It got down to below freezing last night. But that's cold enough for me.
I'm saying.
I actually preferred if it didn't get below 50, but wishing one hand and, well, y'all know the rest of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't want to mess around with all that stuff because that's bad juju. Well, Christy's thing is those that are really into that, they think they win in the end.
Yeah.
Granny Ridge.
Hey, Tina.
Well, it can be 50 degrees, but if you got any kind of wind blowing that's got some cold stuff in it, the temp may be one thing. That wind chill going to tell you it's something else. Go fix it for you.
Hey, Joey.
How are you?
How are we?
To be or not to be?
That is the question.
Yeah.
It depends on what being is and what being not is and not being is or whatever.
Right. So yeah, I don't mess around with none of that stuff. It's bad juju.
Yeah.
But this next week, like I said, I may bundle up, go out there and mess with the band and do my little videos from there. Since I got that stool, I can go out there and sit and clean off that rotor and clean off that bracket and see if I can't get those on at least. Backtrack on my way to Rainy Ridge. Do you live close to them, or are you just wanting that temperature? Backtrack. Might see if I can't find something to eat after the live. I've had a piece of that pineapple cake. That's about it. Of course, I wasn't really hungry. I'm still really not really hungry, but I know I'm going to need to eat something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wind's probably got some ice in it coming off of ice somewhere further up north. And that stuff will cut through you. Might be 50 degrees, but you might feel like you're in 20 degrees. That wind can be mean.
You know, it's sad, but it gets to the point you can't see, and you have to pick up everything, bring it right up to your face.
That's what I have to do on most stuff. Yeah, we've been down close to that, Christy. Ooh. Yeah, I know you're cold up there. I feel for you. Hey, right there with you, Rainy Ridge. Just this past year, I've been able to tolerate temps that I couldn't before for the last almost 40 years because I spent my time in the Marines in the desert.
Yeah, Piggy and I got together. He wore a jacket from the end of August until pretty much the middle to the end of June.
Mama Linda, what you trying to do? You trying to waste away on us? Yeah, I'd rather not mess with that wind. That wind is mean stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we can feel rain, snow, or ice in the wind.
I've been feeling ice in it the past few days. I've been
Yeah.
out in it.
Woo! I'm glad I'm not there, backtrack. Arlene, 17. Woo! And it's 1 year we got hit with cold that was like far north. I pray I never experienced that again. It was when she was going through her cancer battle. There's one day I remember specifically. It was the middle of the day. And the high for the day was up on a thing being displayed and everything. The high for the day was 0. That was the high.
Not counting wind chill.
Not counting wind chill. I thought I was going to die. So any of that Arctic stuff or Yukon stuff or anything like that, anybody got the wherewithal to play in that, more power to you. Because it ain't for me.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, blinding y'all for a minute. All right, backtrack. You climb up under there. Hopefully, you got something laid down that you won't feel the full cold off the ground. Hope you get that starter on there. Let us know if you do and how all that works out. Rainy Ridge, that used to be what it was for Elaine. She used to be a lot heavier. She is literally half the woman she used to be.
Yeah, I've lost 145 pounds in 12 years.
Spent 30 years in Montana with that weather. More power to you, Avid. 4 years in the desert, my cold tolerance was shot. Yeah, I bet that backtrack. I guess that's better than gravel.
That's why I've been finding me some cardboard or something put on that concrete.
Right. We ain't as young and tough as we used to be. I was losing some weight there for a while, but I've gained it back.
Not as much as you had.
Well, not as much as I had, but it's bad enough. I wouldn't want Southern Illinois either. It's cold up there. I went with a buddy of mine to Indiana once, about halfway up the east side of it.
You not in Belleville anymore, Evan? Because me, that's kind of central Illinois. Or Eastern.
Backtrack said he's out here looking like Ralphie's little brother from Christmas Story. Don't push me over. Well, you might be bundled up, but those hands are still going to be bare trying to do what you got to do. Shoot, I tell you what. For me, it's too cold where I'm at. I'm in northwest Georgia.
Everybody talking about Southern Illinois and Southern Missouri. What do you think about it? Southern Illinois ain't nothing but northern West Kentucky. Southern Missouri ain't nothing but northern Arkansas. So it's still the north.
To us. Yeah, that wind is what gets you. If it was just cold, that'd be one thing. But then here comes that wind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that cold is rough. But then its big brother, the wind, comes in. Says, yeah, now let me show you what it's really about. Rainey says they're half a mile from Arkansas. Mm-hmm. That Arkansas or Arkansas?
That's right. Anything over the Mason-Dixon is north. I don't care where you at. It's north.
Right.
And I lived up in northwestern Kentucky for 15 years. And when I say northwestern, it's West Kentucky, but I was at the very tip top of it there at Paducah, right before you cross the line into Metropolis or Golconda, either one. And it was cold. I moved south and I said, I'll never go back to hell. And I won't. At least that one anyway.
Whew. I said I'd rather have temps in the 20 and 30 rather than minus 45 and minus 50. Oh, Lord.
20 and 30 bit of heat wave compared to minus 45 and minus 50.
You gave me a chill up my back just reading that. Been close to Oklahoma as well. So y'all tucked away in a corner up there somewhere.
Nah,
I wouldn't go to New York for it. There ain't nothing there I want to see. Ain't nothing there I need.
Well, now there are parts of New York I would love to see, like the Adirondacks. I'd love to see that. But New York City has spoiled the whole state for me.
Yeah, there ain't nothing in New York that I really want to see. Well, there's a couple of people.
Yeah.
That's where New Image is at. Joe C's at, ain't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Joe C is in New York. Gray Wolf's in New York.
Wouldn't mind seeing them, meeting them, but I'd kind of prefer it if they came down this way. Meet them that way. That way I wouldn't have to go up that way. I'm sure there is backtrack. I've just gotten to where I'm pretty much a strict homebody
We're complacent and happy with our southern living.
and happy with our complacency.
Yes. If I had the house that I want, I'd be even happier.
Sound like J Pen area. South of Joplin, okay. Eric grew up in Joplin. Somebody danged me.
A dangy.
I don't know if it's a Facebook notification or a message notification, but I ain't seeing no message thing, so it must be a regular notification.
I could tell you, I don't know.
That don't usually happen. Thumb won't quit talking. And then your weather wings. Well, that could be. Backtrack. That's just your subconscious making an excuse to do something else other than what you got to do because you ain't looking forward to it.
Right. Yeah, darling.
Eric probably knows my relatives. Been to Okie. Never know. He might do it. Which means Tina might know him through Eric. But that's what I'm going to might see about since I won't be doing no ride alongs. I got to do something for a video. Go shut them chickens up. It's a big town. Okay. Is that's in Missouri, right? Joplin, Missouri?
Yeah.
Okay. But I may see if I can make myself do that. I've been dreading it. If it ain't being lethargic, it's being in pain. If it ain't being in pain, it's being lethargic, or it's being both, or you know. I don't like doing mechanic work no how. I have my reasons. It's not that I might not can do it, but it's because of how I was made to do something once, and I knew I couldn't do it, and then I messed it up, and then I got berated for it when I told them I couldn't do it anyway to begin with. I didn't know everything I needed to know. Then the shade tree that got brought in to take care of it got them off to the side and told them just because you have transportation in school doesn't mean you know how to do something. He said with what he knew, he couldn't have done this anyway. Basically letting it be known there was no sense in having made me get out there to do it. It's grew back. Okay. So that kind of put a thing in my head And then being told on top of that, you can't do something right the first time, you might as well not even try. And folks, that, I was in my teens, early to mid-teens, and that came from the one person that's supposed to be your number one supporter and encouragement to do things. So that kind of put a crimp in being able to do things. Okay, you're going now. All right. Well, hopefully you get it done. You can report back and say, hey, I got it done. Like I keep trying to tell myself about doing what I need to do. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. They ain't been working out for me so well. Yeah, well, Melinda, that's not what I got taught. But that's why I encourage emphatically all others that want to do something. Well, that's why you wrote it. They know Eric. Well, maybe they do. And that's one of the things that makes it hard for me to get around to doing some things. That is true, Melinda. And that is how I have been able to do some of the things that I have done, is because I finally got with it and said, what was said then was wrong. Because it is wrong. And it was shameful of that person to have said that. Especially being the main one in a boy's life that a boy will look to for encouragement.
You have a good evening too, Tina, and y'all have a Merry Christmas.
All right, Rainy Ridge. Do what you got to do. And again, that's why I'm emphatic about encouraging others to go for whatever it is they want to go for. Never know how it could be. Yeah, I don't like him coyotes. All right, Lynn. If it ain't got a charge, you can't listen to nothing. Yeah, I don't like hearing them coyotes. People, it has been said that, coyotes won't attack a person. I know better. I came real close to being dinner for some of them one night. I was doing a stint on guard duty, guard detail. Did a month of that, did a month of kitchen duty. Well, one night, my post was the helo pad because there was a helo up there. but you couldn't get in it. So there's this big, huge metal deck area that was laid out in the desert.
I'm seeing Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Aaron! Well, Aaron, that night, albeit I did have my M16, and we do get one bullet. You know, they treat us like Barney. They give us one bullet. But being on a military base, the coyotes are protected. And there was more than one. Now, you know, if I'd done one, I never did see them, but I could hear them. I started hearing them in the background, and I could tell they were circled around the helipad. And you could hear their yips going back and forth, and I could hear those yips getting closer and closer. And they got to where I could tell they was just right at the edge of that helipad.
Hey, Dale.
Dale! And, yeah, so if you shoot them, you're looking at non-judicial punishment, possibility of $20,000 fine for having shot an animal on base, and everything, and all like that. I figured I'm getting in that helo. So I did. Closed it up. They finally went away when the guard truck started coming up the road and got close enough. And I kind of slipped out to where they couldn't see me. But even if I'd been caught in it, I'd rather have took an NJP from that than the other. Because I just told them, say, look, there's a pack of coyotes closing in on me. And it was either shoot one to scare them off, or at least do a discharge to scare them off, and face more charges and fines for that than I would for having gotten in that helo. Right? Right? Beverly Mobbit, howdy.
Hey, Beverly.
Yeah, they strict about that. They, you know, they don't care if a person's in danger. And I'm sorry, it's kind of like combat. It's them or me. It ain't going to be me. So I hopped in that chopper, and then when the guard truck came up the road, I got out, and we went on our way. Since then, I have learned there ain't nothing going to happen to me that God hadn't got meant to happen to me. So I don't fear anything. I ain't scared of anything.
Welcome back in, Sappy.
Sappy! You know, whatever's going to be is going to be because it's already planned out by God. So, yeah, they know they're safe. So they will. But, you know, the BB or pellet gun would a good amount of power to it, will sure sting their butt.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't hurting them. You ain't killing them off. You'll sure make them think twice about coming around. That thing will sting real good. I had one that from about 10, 15 feet away, I put a pellet almost all the way through a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Might have been 1/2 inch. Either way, plywood's pretty tough. I looked to see where it went. It was breaking through on the other side a good bit. Didn't make it all the way through. But I figured if it'll do that kind of damage to a piece of plywood, it'll sting a butt real good.
You get a good load of rock salt will too.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to put a rock salt in.
No.
I did have a BB gun, but for some reason it stopped pumping.
Good Lord telling you we don't need it.
Well, then if he's the man here, what's the rest of us? I think I am. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people say that coyotes won't attack people. I know better. If they hungry and they got the opportunity, yes, they will.
Given an opportunity, any animal will attack a human.
Yep. Some out of hunger, some out of fear. Well, thank you, Mama Linda. I don't think there's any of us here in that weird crowd, so. That strange crowd. That demonic crowd. That's what they are.
Well, but all you got to do is look at pictures that have on that people look.
Yeah. As the demon inside expressing themselves with all that makeup and stuff. Red and gray face. Foxes, okay. Yeah, we got some fox around here. It was one evening, it was dusky. Had Charlie out there on a leash. Now, Charlie grew up with cats. So he thought he was a cat.
Yeah.
In spite of it all, he thought he was a cat. So he kept sniffing the cats, looking for that special smell he wanted to smell. We've seen him around other dogs that were female, and they saw that he was male. Boy, they was interested in that. Boy, he come running to me and Elaine, scrunched up next to us. Well, one night, when I had him on the leash outside, there was a fox halfway between this house and the next house. It was looking up here at us, and Charlie was interested in looking at it because he could smell that smell he wanted to smell. He was trying to pull against that leash, and I said, boy, you don't want none of that. That'll tear you up.
Yeah, fox are fast.
Oh yeah, they got to be fast in order to catch them chickens. But we've had those. I've been told we got bear and wild hog out around here somewhere, but I ain't never seen nothing of them.
You know we got bobcats.
We definitely have bobcat. My neighbor showed me one once a few years ago. And them things could tear you up.
I still say Tank is part bobcat.
Yeah, he got to be. How that came about, I don't know, but he's got characteristics that are indicative of bobcat. He's just not big enough. But boy, he's got the thick neck, the big head. He's got teeth that are more like bobcat than a regular cat. He's got claws that are more like bobcat than a regular cat. And he has markings that are indicative of bobcat.
But his coloring and his tail are regular house cat.
Yeah. We used to have a black panther around here a few decades ago. The dog we had at the time whooped its butt. We never did see it again. We heard the awfulest commotion. My bedroom used to be what's the laundry room now.
Ben's over, welcome in.
I think they could jump higher. Our cats can jump 8 to 10 feet from a dead stop.
Oh yeah.
And that bobcat I was shown was better than 3 feet long. And that's not counting its legs being stretched out. Bend over acres. Yeah, they like to say ain't no such thing, but there is. Like I said, we used to have one around here years and years ago.
Piggy talking about bears a while ago. Where I used to live in Minto, the actual little dirt road I lived on, a friend of ours sent me a picture of a bear standing right in the middle of that road. There's actually three bears. And they have a lot of black bear up in Minto.
It was a mom and her cubs.
Yeah. And it wasn't not even a tenth of a mile from that spot to where my front door was. Not even. I mean, it was real close.
Yeah. Well, she sent us those pictures.
Yeah.
Here not that long ago.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And I've seen
so
Dow.
Where you used to live.
Yeah, where I used to live up there.
Yeah.
Dow has shown pictures on her Facebook of where there's a bunch of black bear up there. But if anybody's ever interested in hiking or anything like that, going to see the falls, Minto's a beautiful area.
Minto it is. It's a real beautiful area.
Right atop Lookout Mountain, they have DeSoto State Park, DeSoto Falls up there. They have DeSoto Nature Preserve up there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of touristy things that right on the main stretch there of 117.
They have a lot of artists and craftsmen up there. They have potters. They have painters.
Weavers.
The potter we know.
Yeah, that's Dow, her husband.
And everything. She makes some really beautiful ceramics. I mean, top notch, worth the money.
Yeah, they throw their own clay. They have her turning wheels. They do all that themselves. They're taking a break. They took a break for about a year. So I
Yeah.
don't know when they're going to get back into it, but I know they're taking a break from it for a while.
I go hiking in the woods. I'm packing, but that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I know Johnny does. Yeah, that's a good introduction to country life compared to city life.
What you don't want to hear yelling at you from a tree is a lynx.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a souped up wildcat, whatever. Lynx have a very distinctive, high pitched cry.
I don't think I've ever heard one.
I've only heard them through video, but I definitely don't want to hear one in person.
Right.
They're mean.
That pepper spray ain't gonna do much with a wild animal.
They're just gonna tick it off.
Yeah.
You imagine being pepper spray something they look at you like, if I wanted that, I could have fought with a skunk.
Dale says going to woods all the time with nothing. I ain't scared. And you must not have very much of anything roaming around.
He walks with God. He ain't got to worry about being scared.
Yeah, well, God also says to be wise.
Yeah. And to be wise, I stay out of the woods.
He also says not to tempt him.
Yeah. Mountain lion sounds like a woman screaming.
I've heard it was a baby crying, but
That's bobcat. They each have their own distinct cry.
okay.
Bobcat. Yeah.
I thought it was mountain lion. Right? Yeah, God says not to tempt him. We're going someplace where we know there might be some danger. We got to be wise about it. Otherwise, we're tempting God. They must not be too much around your area. Too congested.
I have a picture somewhere in the house here where me and my cousin's little girl, daughter, she'll be 22 in January, but when she was about 3, I think it was, somewhere between 2 and 3, there's a picture of me and her petting a baby bear. His name was Tank.
Oh, wow.
Linda took it in, was bottle feeding it because its mama rejected it.
Yeah.
There was a wildlife sanctuary up there in Midtown at the time, and she would help them with the baby animals, the wallabies, the bears, kangaroos, you name it, she helped with them.
Right.
And she took Tank in and was bottle feeding him, and I got to pet on him and play with him.
Oh, you did the right response then, Christy. But I kind of like Abbott's approach to it.
You going out in the woods, go prepared.
Yeah, I think Abbott's approach would work a lot better than them Bells. Just saying.
Excuse me.
Of course, like a lot of stuff, God's protected me from a lot of things over the years, so there's that also. I ain't had to worry about it. I used to play up in them woods where that Black Panther was known to, up behind the house here. I never saw it. But God protected me a lot. I think Abbott knows that, Mama Linda. He's just having some fun. Well, folks, I'll tell you, I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm getting hungry.
And that's my cue.
And
I've been waiting.
so I'm going to work on getting off of here so I might can eat something.
Do you want soup or do you want oats or what do you want?
I don't know. Let me work my way up. Mama Bear, you coming in right when I'm about to get up.
Hey, Mama Bear. Well, I'm telling everybody Merry Christmas. I'm going to get off here and head to the kitchen.
Yep. Merry Christmas, y'all. Piggy loves you.